Good evening. Uh, Hi, class. Thank you for coming today. In our session, we'll be working together to create a treatment plan that outlines the goals you want to achieve and the steps we'll take to get there. There'll be a collaborative process, and your input is essential because you know yourself and your situation best. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Great. I've noticed some of the concerns you mentioned in our previous sessions, like feeling anxious, having trouble focusing at work, and the challenges you're experiencing in balancing work and family. Does that cover everything, or is there anything else you'd like to address today?
No, that sounds about it.
Okay, let's start with one of the main concerns you shared, managing your anxiety and stress, especially at work. What would success look like to you in this area?
Um, Managing my anxiety and stress overall, success for me in that area would kind of look like, well, outside of work first, just me waking up and not trying, trying not to overthink on everything. When I wake up, it's like a million thoughts hit me all at once. I immediately just feel kind of like unorganized or disheveled with trying to figure out what I need to do with my kids versus what I need to do for myself. Um, and that's from chores to just personal care, self care, things like that. Um, and then at work, oh my gosh, overthinking happens really bad for me at work to the point where I'm always wondering about what someone is thinking about me or if I'm getting my job done in a quick enough, like in a timely manner. I'm not holding anyone else up. It's like I said last time where I feel like, I'm trying to make sure I don't do anything that could get myself fired. I'm always overthinking in areas like that. And then the last thing that's weird about me is I noticed that anytime I'm talking to someone, it's almost like I just lack making eye contact these days. It's like I'm nervous when I'm talking to people.
Okay, well, let's break this down into smaller, achievable steps. For example, we could start with learning some coping strategies to manage anxiety when it arises. How do you feel about trying mindfulness techniques like breathing exercises or guided meditations?
I love meditation. Actually, I'm really big on it. I just can't seem to find the time to do it. So I think those would be some good ideas.
It would be good if we could fit it in. That'd be perfect. We can dedicate part of our session to practicing these techniques, and you can use them at home or work whenever you need. Another step could be involving unidentify the specific stressors at work and finding ways to address them. For instance, we could explore time management tools or strategies. Would that be helpful?
Yes, sir. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Lastly, you mentioned about being disconnected from your spiritual community after a disagreement. Reconnect with a support system, whether through church or another group, might help if you feel more grounded. Does that sound like something you'd like to explore?
Yeah, I've been thinking hard about getting back into church. I just kind of find it hard to do for personal belief reasons.
Okay.
But it's been a thought. It's been a thought.
Okay, well, if that's something that you're interested in, I think that's a great idea too. So, for goal number one, we'll focus on managing anxiety through mindfulness, addressing workplace stressors, and exploring ways to reconnect with supportive resources.
Okay.
Okay. And strengthen family relationships. Let's move on to your family. You mentioned concerns about your children becoming withdrawn and occasionally disruptive. What change would you like to see at home?
Well, when it comes to my children, well, my son, most importantly, he's the oldest. He's 2, and he's kind of got like a speech delay, at least to me. He might be right on track, but again, I overthink. So sometimes I think that he may be behind in speech. That's a big change I'd like to see is him, being more vocal. Um,
Okay.
he's not too disruptive, but he can have a temper at times. So
Well,
maybe
I mean,
just the terrible twos.
I was going to say the terrible twos. That's a hell of a thing because I've been there, done that, so I understand that.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's those are excellent goals. Let's work together to make them actionable. For example, we could focus on improving communications with your children. We can practice active listening and other techniques to help you understand their feelings and needs better. How's that sound?
That sounds good. That sounds good. I like to work on that.
Okay. Another step we can involve supporting your children emotionally during this period without their father or grandparents. We could explore creating a daily routine or age appropriate coping strategies. Would you like that?
That sounds good. That sounds like a good start.
Okay. And lastly, let's address the impact of workplace stress on your family interaction. We can discuss ways to set boundaries and separate work stress from your time at home. How's that feel to you?
That would be great if I could do that.
Wonderful. Okay, so for goal number 2, we'll be working on improving communication with your children, supporting their emotional needs, and managing work like boundaries.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I feel like we've made great progress today. To summarize, we'll set 2 goals. The first is to improve your emotional well-being and manage your anxiety, and the second is to strengthen your family relationships. We've also outlined specific steps to reach these goals, like practicing mindfulness, improving communication with your children, and creating a healthier work-life balance.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm in agreement with that.
Okay. Excuse me. I'll document these goals and interventions in our treatment plan. I'll also provide resources like mindfulness apps. We can review your progress at our next session. Before we finish, is there anything else you'd like to add or change?
No, sir. I think that about covers it all. If
Hmm?
you want.
Okay, well, I thank you for your openness and input today. I'm confident we're on the right track, and I look forward to seeing you at our next session.
Thank you, sir. Same.
Okay, before you go, I need your signature on the treatment plans as we finalize it. I'll also sign and provide a copy to you for your review.
Okay, will do.
Okay, well, thank you again for being so proactive in your treatment. Have a great day, and we'll see each other next week.